Assalamualaikum and hi. We are here to present our report on the Virtual Anatomy Museum tour offered by University Science Malaysia. I am AEZREEN Natasha, and here you can see the name list of the rest of our group members. The Virtual Anatomy Museum of USM is an online platform designed to provide an interactive and detailed exploration of human anatomy, where it features high-resolution 3D anatomy models, including organs and body system that allow us to zoom, rotate, and view structures from different angles. So now I'm going to pass to Irfan to explain on the gastrointestinal system.
I will talk about the two key organs in our digestive system. So next, first I will talk about the stomach. So stomach play a vital role in digestion. At the top, in the left model, we have the cardia, the entry point where food passes from esophagus into the stomach. It prevents acid reflux. And above it, it has the fundus, which store undigested food and gases. And then the body is the largest section where most digestion occurs with the help of gastric acid and enzyme. And then at the lower end, we can see the pylorus, which connect the stomach to the small intestine and control the release of chyme through the pyloric sphincter. And then we have the lesser curvature and the greater curvature, which is from the stomach inner and outer borders, providing the attachment points from omenta that stabilize and protect stomach. And then the inside we have also ragae, which are the fold that allow it to expand when filled with fluids. And lastly, we have cardiac orifice and pyloric pit. Pyloric pit serve as the gateway for food entering and leaving the stomach. And the next model, I will talk about the liver. So liver is another essential organ for digestion and overall health. So liver is the largest internal organ and perform many critical functions, such as producing bile, for fat digestion, detoxifying harmful substances, and storing the essential nutrients. So let's look at its anatomy. It has three parts in the museum. So the liver is divided into two lobes, which is the right lobes and which is the larger and more dominant, and the left lobe, which is smaller and supported by the falciform ligament that separates the two. And then it also has the round ligament. It's a remnant of the umbilical vein from fetal development running along the falciform ligament. And then it also have many other ligaments, like the coronary ligaments, triangular ligaments, anchor the liver to the diaphragm, while the hepatoduodenal ligament carries the portal triad. And then you also have the inferior vena cava pass through the liver, carrying the oxygenated blood back to the heart, while the hepatic water vein brings nutrient-rich blood from the digestive system. And then the liver also have small section like the cardiac loop, which near the inferior vena cava, and the cardiac loop near the gallbladder. Finally, we have the bed area, is the region of the liver where it's directly touch the diaphragm without any peritoneal covering. So that's all from my part. I will pass to the next presenter, which is Natasha.
Right, let's take a closer look at one of the most vital systems in our body, which is the respiratory system. So this system ensures that every cell in our body receives oxygen while removing carbon dioxide. So first, air enters through the nose, where it is warmed, humidified, and filtered. It then passes through the larynx, or commonly known as the voice box, which protects the airway and enables speech. And then the trachea and bronchi act as airways, which directs the air into the lungs and alveoli, where gas exchange occurs. This image showcases the 3D model of the lungs, where we can see some key features like the trachea, which leads air into the lungs, branching into the left and right main bronchi. Then the pulmonary blood vessels, including the pulmonary artery and vein, transport blood for oxygenation. Then the diaphragm, which is a dome-shaped muscle, it aids in breathing by expanding and contracting the lungs. So next, let's look at the alveolus, which is where the gases exchange actually occur. So it showcases pulmonary capillaries where oxygen enters the blood and carbon dioxide is removed. Then we have elastic fibers that allow the alveoli to expand and contract with each breath. And then we have alveolar sacs, which is a cluster of alveoli that maximize the surface area for efficient gas exchange. So these 3D models provide a detailed and interactive way to understand how oxygen travels through the respiratory system, which makes anatomy more accessible and engaging. And that's all for the respiration system. I will now pass to Sabrina.
Okay, so the next exhibit is the skeletal system. So the fun fact about the skeletal system is the human skeleton at birth has 270 bones, which later fuse together in adulthood, resulting in 206 bones. So now we take a closer look at two of the exhibits, which is the skull and the hand. So first we'll look at the skull. Next slide. Okay, so the human skull, it's a complex structure made up of several bones that provide protection for the brain and support for the facial features. Starting at the top, we have the frontal lobe, which forms the forehead, and below it is the glabella, which is the smooth area between the eyebrows. Moving outward, the supraocular arch lies above the eye sockets, and the supratrochlear notch provides a pathway for nerves and vessels. The eye sockets or orbits are bordered by the superior and inferior orbital fissures, and below the orbit lies the infraorbital foramen, which is the passage for the nerves. The nasal bone forms the bridge of the nose, with the middle canal concha and the inferior nasal concha assisting in air filtration. The vomer forms part of the nasal septum, and the zygomatic bone creates the cheek structure. Below we have the maxilla, which is the upper jaw bone, which houses the upper teeth, and the mandible is the lower jaw bone, which holds the lower teeth and features the mental foramen, which is one of the most movable joints in the face, in the skull. So together, these bones create the foundation for critical functions like breathing, chewing, and facial expressions. Next, we look at the human hand, which is built for both strength and precision. At the base of the hand are the carpals, which are a group of small 8 bones forming the wrist, providing flexibility and support. This connect to the metacarpals, which are the 5 long bones in the palm, which form the framework for gripping and stability. Each finger is then made up of the phalanges, the proximal, middle, and distal, except for the thumb, which is only 2. Then in this exhibit, we can also see some the musculoskeletal system of the hand, which include the tendons like the extensor digitorum, and extensor digiti minimi, which work to extend the fingers and stabilized by extensor retinaculum, which is the fibrous band that hold these tendons in place. The intertendinous connections link the tendons to the adjacent fingers, ensuring coordinated movement. The extensor expansion is a specialized structure that helps distribute forces across the fingers during extension. Muscles such as first, dorsal, and tertius allow fine movements, including abduction of the fingers. And the image on the right shows a preserved jar specimen, highlighting the deep structure of bones, tendons, and connective tissues that allow the hands its incredible range of motion and dexterity. So yeah, that's all from me. And I'll pass to the next person.
Okay, now for my part, me, MOHAMMAD will share to you about the urinary system. Urinary system is a group of organs responsible for producing, storing, and eliminating urine, which is the body's way of removing waste and excess fluids. Now, for what I've obtained through visiting the virtual anatomy museum, this is the one of the organ related to urinary system. And the first organ is adrenal glands, the yellow part, at the top of the kidneys. It functions as to produce hormones that will help regulate metabolism, immune system, blood pressure, and moreover. And one of the example of hormone that we've been study is aldosterone, the hormone that help in controlling amount of salt in our blood and tissue. And then there is a kidneys. I will explain further about this organ in the next slide. And then there is an aorta, a big red vessel that function to transport oxygen, rich blood from heart to the rest of our body, because each organ needs oxygen to function. And then there is an inferior vena cava, a blue big vessel that function to transport of almost all the oxygenated blood. Means that blood that the oxygen in it has been used, and this deoxygenated blood will be transported from all the organs to the heart through this inferior vena cava. And then there is a renal artery, a small red vessel that connect aorta with the kidneys, which it will help the oxygen-rich blood to reach the kidney. And then there is a renal vein, a small blue vessel that connect vena cava with kidney, which is since the kidney use the oxygen to function, and then the deoxygenated blood will be transferred out from the kidney through vena cava to our heart. And then there is a ureter, a vessel or a tube that carry urine from kidneys to the bladder. And then there is a bladder reservoir, an active excretory organ for urine, means that it acts as a lake or storage for urine. And then it for a short time, and then if the person want to draw away or pee, then this urine will be exit outside of the person body through urethra, a tube that allows urine exit the body. Okay, then about the kidneys, I mentioned before. The kidneys is function to remove waste and extra fluid from body. And there's more detail about it. The first one is the renal pyramid, the pyramid shape of tissue, as you can see, I've labeled there. The function is to collect and transport urine through 1.25 million nephrons in the kidneys. The nephron, as you can see, I've put a diagram under there. I will not explain further about this because it might take more time. And then there is a renal medulla. Renal medulla is a space where, as you can see, I labeled there. This space function to filter liquid waste, eliminate extra acidity in the bloodstream, and more. And then there is a renal cortex, also a space that remove waste and returns the needed substances to our body. And then there is a renal artery, renal vein, and ureter, the function I've been mentioned before. And then there is a major calyx, a place for urine to flow into the renal pelvis and then into ureter. Renal pelvis is a part that connect our major calyx, our medulla, with the ureter. And then the last one is minor calyces, a space that collect urine from the pyramids. I think that's all for me, what I understand through visiting the Virtual Anatomy Museum. A virtual anatomy museum provides a distinctive and immersive educational experience, enabling individuals to investigate the intricacies of the human body interactively and engagingly. And from what we have been studied through this visit is immune system. We've obtained to explore the kidney, bladder, and ureters, understanding how the body filters waste. And then for the gastrointestinal system, we're able to visualize the digestive organs like stomach and the liver, give insight into deep understanding. And then for skeletal system, we're able to examine the structure of bones and joints and discovering how they provide support, movement, and protection for vital organs. And the last one is respiratory system. We study the lungs, trachea, diaphragm, and understanding how oxygen is delivered to the body and carbon dioxide is expelled. By providing a comprehensive view of this essential system, virtual anatomy museums enhance knowledge retention and make learning more dynamic to us. They serve as valuable tools for students, medical professionals, and career learners, bridging the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical application, and help us to understand more about all type of organ and tissues. So that's all from us. Thank you.